Also, Joker, I'm gonna be launching the watch party poll tonight. I figure I'd just do it now after episode 21. That way, as we finish out Noir, we have the winner already ready to go.
There we go.
There we go. Alrighty, here we go. Alrighty. Um, let's see, we're on episode 19.
Liar. He got the left pillow. Ooh, ooh, did you see the focus? Did you see the focus shift? Ooh, perfect. Now we're getting more dynamic. Ooh, what we got here? Trials. Mm. Oh, 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 what a beautiful, beautiful. Freaking Deadshot would be proud. Shoot! Shoot! You didn't learn from Die Hard. I love that movie. I love this scene. It's amazing. The score doesn't even overacting. It's amazing. Learn from this, modern composers.
The plot thickens.
No unnecessary over dialogue. But it's just shot. No, no, there's much more than that. Oh, now back to the medium shot. Oh, here we go. Music is playing.
Mm,
So who's the maiden then? Statue at least. Oh, look at this Chloe is. God, I love Tiffany Brand. Why can't you be more? Ooh, more symbolism.
damn.
I'm gonna pull up what's the Scorsese right here. Absolute cinema. Probably the most beautiful episode we watched, the most thought provoking. All the pieces are finally here. Noir could end in 3 episodes, and I wouldn't care. But we got more episodes to watch. Oh, this is why I think it's called the perfect episode. Build up, setup. Everything was leading up to this moment. And then it just became absolute cinema.
Yeah, I just
So,
weep a bit for Caprica.
that was a great episode. And I love how they came with balls right there. I know what I'm gonna say right now. This was Monica's best performance ever. That's right. I'm going that far. Not not panning from panning Stargate with Garderbelt. Not My Hero Academia. Not all the later works. This is her best performance. Oh, come find me. This is her best performance in this episode. Like, wow.
Yeah, I
Like,
really do like how understated the character's voice is. She's just she's kind of monotone, but she has that
feeling. She's emphasizing the words correctly. You can
yeah,
see it
you
within
feel
the
that
performance.
emotion from her.
Mm-hmm. While I'm used to all of her older, newer voices, the ones that stay the same note every time, this feels like Karika finally is feeling that emotion in the line that I think we'll talk about later on how even she stated that within the final few minutes, you feel that weight with her. You feel like, did you know? Like some people always say, did you know? How long did you know? Like when we talk about that more, it's going to be like, oh, so good. But also for Marianne, even when she found out like the partial truth, because Chloe didn't reveal everything.
Yeah, you could tell that she kind of knew
How do
when
they
she was
feel?
killing them. You kind of see it in her eyes, like in
She
that
can't keep up.
moment. Oh well, yeah, she's known that for a while, to be honest. But seeing her killing with Chloe, she realized then and there that, oh man, is this the real her? Like, is this her past creeping in? And
But I also think at the same time, I think I'll discuss more about this later. Think about this, what I'm about to say. I think she's also realizing this could have been her if you reverse it. It could have been Karika watching over Marianne, and it could have been Marianne fighting alongside Chloe. Think about that later when we get to the big discussion later on.
yeah, I think just deep down she has a bit of loathing and jealousy over the fact that she's just not really able to keep up with her. But I mean, and I thought this was very telling and maybe even a little kind of painting the picture of getting closer to the truth. But yeah, when she was talking to her about, oh yeah, remember what I said in the beginning when we met, and talking of, as she was talking about taking her life, and she actually smiled when she was laying down. Yeah, I mean, I always thought that, and I'll try to save most of this for the discussion, but I kind of always felt that maybe this was leading up to somewhat of a clash between the two of them, because I always felt like, given everything that they were saying about the true noir, um, I always knew that it was probably going to lead to maybe like a kind of canceling out of some sorts, because they always was talking about who is the true noir, and I always thought like, well, if they're both noir and they're talking about finding the true noir, maybe that's where they're going with this. But the reveal about it being that the true Noir is actually Chloe and Caprica. I was like,
Kurika. Kurika.
yeah, yeah, Kurika. I was like, well, I didn't see that one coming. I mean, it's so. I just thought that, man, I feel like this is, even though I didn't see that coming, I still feel like this is not going to end well between the
It's not
two of
going to
them.
be a happy ending, that's for sure. I think they're
No.
painting the picture that this is not going to be a happy ending, especially when you kind of do examine the ending song for a while. It's like, okay, I can see it now because this is like all four of the women's item, and then Karika, she's just in the room by herself. So it's like, hmm, beach alone. I'm also trying to examine more of the lyrics as they go on because I'm like, I think it's describing like how she's feeling at this moment or how someone else is feeling. I'm like, hmm. But also, when I even point out, like in this episode where I say, guys, look at the focus of the zoom, like really look at that focus and zoom. I'm like, it's going back to episode one where she said that
Mm,
eventually I will kill you when I figure out the truth because we didn't know what was going on. We were like in the heat of the moment, the action, like, okay, target, who's she going after? Pocket watch, backstories, all the
mm.
episodes later. Now it's like, this is it. We're in the lion's den.
Yeah, and to find out that she actually just basically used the name Noir just so that they can kind of fool them into thinking that they are Noir, but
But like she said, it's kind of like this cruel irony, a twist of fate that I just used that to cover our identities, yada, yada, yada. But there was always hints across so many different countries we visited, the people that they assassinated. The first guy that they ever assassinated, he's like, it's Noir. Like, okay, so this goes even further back. The shots of Greece with, um, I can't pronounce the name right. So, Atlanta, well, at least
um,
Tiffany Brand's character, that Chloe's always
Ultima,
with, Ultima,
Ultima,
there we go,
mm,
Ultima all the time, is that clearly this woman is behind, I want to say a good majority of it until we watch the episodes, but there's also that weird thing of she's doing this for a reason. Like, especially when you're in like the fireplaces with three other high ranking officers. I think even they know that Altina is getting a little bit more dangerous to
yeah,
she's they even said that one of them said that she's growing quickly than we are anticipating. So her influence has greatly grown to the point of they don't
mm,
care about the trials. Still going to get their Noir with Chloe, with Karika, but even they say she'll still go through trials regardless. So these trials, whatever they truly are shaping up Chloe and Karika to become like these two maidens. And also, they keep saying what they're going to. So I'm gonna say this is stuff when we get to the final few episodes. I'm gonna call it the setting is gonna be in a volcano because black ash and everything. Yeah, volcano. Probably they're gonna be in a volcano. If they're
what?
in the volcano, that'll be cool.
Okay, no.
Well, during Greece or something like I expect one of the volcanoes like black. They're talking about that their hands always getting black. I'm like, if they're in a volcano, that would be
Mm,
cool. And the ending of the show, they're on. She's well, at least the ending. She's on an island. So volcano. I mean, if it's in a volcano, this will be cool. This would be better than we just fight in a city or a secret sanctuary. If it's a volcano, that would be cool. I'm like, war, handmaids and stuff. They said fire. Like that's what I'm guessing they're gonna be in a volcano. Someone can call me that I'm high on weed right now. Nope.
that's quite a
Don't worry, I'm
prediction.
not with Snoop Dogg. I need to call him first. But that's what I'm guessing where they're going to be in. Because with a series that's so cool like this with different settings, locations. They had to at least get one awesome volcano setting. That would be badass. Oh, there it comes.
Alrighty, here we go. So 20. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. There.
Oh shit. I do it.
Bang.
Yep.
What a twist.
I do it. Enter song.
what's some interesting development for the characters in the story? Called it on a couple different things. What a twist! You know, it is funny how as much you want to avoid fate or want to discover the truth, when you do discover it, it's more shocking, it's more revealing. It's like just like how Kurika always knew the truth too. That she might be very different from everybody. That was excellent to see. And then to figure out that no, 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 it goes all the way back to the beginning on that fateful night. God damn, that was a plot twist.
Yeah, I'm just
And
gonna say
that Shyamalan is like he sees the actual twist, like bam.
I knew that's where that was going. I just knew it. I already alluded to the fact that I thought that this was ultimately going to lead to somewhat of a clash because my theory was that it was going to be between Caprica and Mariel because they were kind of be kind of biting for the title of Noir since they
No,
kept
not
re.
really. Let's
Yeah,
just
I
think
know that
about
that's what I
it.
was thinking at
Chloe Rika.
first when they were talking about the true Noir and trying to find her. Like, this is all for the sake of the true Noir. And I thought it was going to be kind of like canceling each other out, but when I found out that the true Noir was actually um, Caprica and Chloe, I was like, oh, so she was sort of always Noir from the start. And then I just had to think, well, if she's Noir and the Soul Dots is kind of using Noir as a cover because, like Chloe said, like their name was kind of lost in time and they kind of became just Noir as a whole. So I had to think, well, I mean, if that's the case, then she could have actually been the one to kill her her father, and that's why I thought, well, then it's clearly going to lead to some sort of a clash because once Mario finds out that she was, well, I mean, that she's clearly that she's being accused of being Noir, then maybe she possibly was the one who ended up dealing the blow to her father. So I thought either it was going to lead to that, and Mario was going to kind of under that pretense know that she might have to take her out, or possibly Caprica just couldn't deal with the guilt of it all, and maybe she, in rejection of just finding out her true identity, maybe kill herself or just
Nah,
not
that would
being
have
able to
been
deal with it.
that's a lazy trying to wait. Oh, you forgot the truth? Kill yourself.
Yeah, well, something could
Well,
have maybe.
somebody from Soldier. The clues you get from her uncle, by Mariel's uncle, is that yes, he's a part of Soldier. Things are falling to the letter, even though like, oh, he was a part of the assassination attempt, but you never say that I killed my brother and my sister-in-law and your my nephew. You never really stay that out. So it's somebody who the family knew. That's the uncle, and then someone else was a part of it. Though Chloe stated that it is the truth. What's the evidence? The evidence isn't the sources I made it the fuck up. Chloe at a young age was there, so this is a vivid memory that sticks with her. And for it to be Karika again, Chloe hinted the fact that Mariel is a child of the soldier. So then again, that kind of begs the question: is Karika part of the soldier as well, or was she an orphan like Altena? So it brings up a question. Altena backstory is here's the thing. I actually like her backstory. Born as an orphanage, growing up with war, a child survivor of these wars. It makes sense why she does rise to the priestess and why she's getting so much influence and why when she tells the story to Chloe is one thing, and then when you hear the actual story, it's like, oh, this woman's good. Manipulating a child from a very young age, especially when that child has to hear the same story over and over and over again. It's a lot on a kid to hear this, but when it's actually becoming true, you turn out like Chloe, who truly believes every single word that comes from their, well, parental figure. That's why Chloe's not disgusted at killing. She's likes it. She smiled at the fact that Karika was the one who committed the assassination. But even in this episode, there's not a lot of action. It's a lot of slow paced ambience, music that fits the scene. When there is, it's quick and over, but you also feel the weight of these characters too. Like Karika finally got every single memory back. At least what we know so far. And what does she do at the end when her and Mario together again? Holy crap! Once again, Monica, where are these performances again?
Mhm.
Where's the
Mhm.
actual effort? Begs
Yeah.
Mario to kill her. Do it now. Get it over with.
Yeah, as opposed to
Love the pause. This is what's missing these days. This is why I have to tell my director or writer, you need to have a good pause. You can't just be like, oh no, I hit PTS. No, psych, I was. Oh god, like, oh god. Every time he tried to do something off the record, dramatic, it was going to be, but then it's like a psych, I was never lonely. I'm gonna kick your ass, and then no, no. Pauses. Pause so we can feel that emotion second. When Karika is begging to be shot, there's pauses by Muriel and her. You're waiting in this dead silence of, is she gonna do it? Is she gonna do it? You're waiting, but then when Muriel steps back, you feel Karika's disappointment until Muriel speaks and says, like, no, I promise you, I will kill you, but not today. She doesn't even say today. It's on a later date. It's gonna be later. So when Muriel leaves and when Karika falls to the floor, you feel that weight, that burden she was carrying. Does she believe she's killed him, parents and brother? Probably. You are a child, so for her, that's a very traumatic moment in time and history. And for her, begging to be shot, begging to be killed, do the mercy kill, I feel for her.
yeah, I did too, and you gotta
And
think about
even you were like, no, don't. You didn't want it to be true. You were like, no, don't do it, don't do it. But also notice the flashbacks, all the perspectives are from a child's point of view. Ever
yeah,
since episode one with Muriel, during her flashbacks are all from a child. All the Karikas from when she's a teenager until we see her POV. So it's like, ooh, little stuff like this we don't get anymore. Directors, please do this again. This is the fun stuff that I get to geek out over.
Yeah, you truly feel the weight and the heavy burden that is placed on Kurika. Like you can feel the grief in like within her when she's her voice acting and the way she kind of sounds as opposed to the glee that you kind of hear in
Like
Chloe's
actual emotion,
voice.
act like she's feeling it.
It's like they're completely opposite to each other. Chloe kind of just relishes in their skill sets and their aptitude and whatnot, but honestly, Caprica, uh,
Kurika.
yeah, she's totally just burdened by it, and just you could feel that heavy weight upon her shoulders. I felt sorry for her, honestly, but you know that is sort of the burden of the soul dots. They
Sin.
yeah,
The burden of sin.
yeah, exactly. They're supposed to atone for the sins of the sinners, but she just wanted to be done. She was just like, just I can never atone. Basically, she just wants to take the easy way out because you just
She wanted that normal life. She wanted to be normal. Even in episode 2, she stated that episode 20, at the very, well, even at 19, at the very end, she's like, stop looking at me like that, Mariel. Like, she wanted Mariel to stop looking at her like that. Like, so you and Chloe are the true Noir. This prophecy the soldats I've been looking for wanted all this time. Just who the hell are you? And then when the big truth is revealed, it's not even just for Chloe, it's for Parika. Muriel literally is transported to that night again. And then again, it's like, so you were blocking out the killer's identity the entire time. Brilliant foreshadowing. Because you can go back to all the episodes that shows her in that flashback and that golden brown setting with the uncle. You never see the assailant. You never do. Clever, very clever. It's not like she walked in like, oh, mom and dad are dead. No, she saw this and blocked it out. Brilliant.
It is brilliant, and the writing was really good because when Chloe shot her, I'm like, oh crap, because that's the thing. Noir has the nerve to shoot the main characters. Other animes don't. They just brush
Well, you
over
would see
it.
the shot, or the shot would go off, and then they would either fall back, or you get multiple different reactions. People are going to argue, but don't you? I want reactions. I got to feel the weight too, as well. It's not just an animation. You go all over the entertainment. You forget what an actual emotional scene is like. Well, like when scenes are held on for a bit too longer. I actually watched a YouTube video. It was about how Martin Scorsese direct his films and everything, but from his pretty much his Hold on a second, I gotta look up somebody's name really quick. Like he has a long time collaborator. Like ever since he started making films, like even the old school documentary styles of films that he did. His longtime editor, Thelma Shoemaker, she has stated in interviews that, like like for DP30 and everything, that when she's watching a film, she's realizing nowadays versus the old school Hollywood editing style or like the golden era, you name it. She says she's not feeling anymore, as in what she's saying. Editors are editing these movies in a different way. Like they want you to feel something. Like, oh, I want you to feel sad. Okay, How do you make me feel sad? Well, that was a sad scene, but you didn't make me feel sad. As in, they want a reaction. But then again, the ways that editors will tell you this, all of them, is this: how long do you hold on to a shot for? 1 second, 3 seconds? How about for 5 frames? 6 seconds? The true answer to that question is this: there is no right answer. If you want to make the audience feel uncomfortable, Thelma has said, of course, from Scorsese himself, you guys in the editing room can hold on to the shot just a bit too long. Now you're thinking, wait a second, really? He tells his editors that? Uh huh. Amina, you've seen the film Taxi Driver, right?
Yes, I have.
You remember when Travis put like salt in the water and how they zoom in on it?
Yeah.
And how uncomfortable it made you feel?
Mm,
Because they held on it for a very long while, like he's just looking at the water and salt and it's sizzling. It's like, hmm. And then when it cut, you're like, oh, thank God. Did that make you feel a little uncomfortable because this is what Travis is feeling or thinking at this time, at this moment? Well, let's do one
yes.
of my favorite examples, Berserk. The scene in the eclipse with Femto and Casca. Oh, oh, yep. Doesn't matter which version I'm watching. Classic '97, a Golden Age arc movies back in 2013. Yeah, which scene am I gonna make that made me feel a bit more uncomfortable? I'm gonna say the movie made me feel more uncomfortable. A little bit faster with the editing, with the music, but some of these shots were held on just a bit too longer. And since they weren't censored by TV, you have to see a little bit more of the action versus the more quick pace selection shots of '97. But the '97 still got the point across. Also, what's missing in the '97? Guts cutting off his arm and trying to attack Femto. No, that's still in there, but him actually getting pretty close was missing as well. And then Skull Knight kind of coming down and saving him. But that's the thing about editing. There's like no real or right correct answers. Sometimes it's the emotion how you want to get. And
Hmm.
Noir understands emotions for this stuff because they do hold on shots longer in these later episodes that I'm noticing more often. Heck, even looking at 19 when Meryl's watching Chloe and Noir fight. It's amazing because you're seeing from Meryl's perspective that, like, holy crap, this is them. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's the thing, because I mean, I think the key in holding shots for that long, or even the ones that go by fast, it's about what the character is feeling and you seeing it from the character's perspective. And like you said, it is about emotion, and that's the point of why they hold them a lot longer in these later episodes, because it's just the intensity of the situations and the feelings that you're supposed to have as these things are playing out. So I think that is what makes it so effective.
It's also the directing, the acting, the atmosphere. We're getting very much more darker colors with these, You're especially at the nights, especially with that heavy rain, the thunderstorm that was coming in. All that added to the emotion scene. Now, Amy and I, we were talking about this on Twitter one time. The best scene in Lost World Jurassic Park is the nighttime scene in the watchtower when you hear the T Rex. They
Yep.
don't show you the T Rex.
Nope.
You just hear that roar, and everyone goes, "Oh shit, here we go." And
That's
what
and,
happens
and that's
after
what
that,
and that's
man?
what sold that scene. You hear
It's
you hear the roar and everything, and then the boom, 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 and it's like, oh crap! And it's like we, the audience, who grew up on the first movie know what that roar is and those sounds. But we don't see the T-Rex because that's the element of surprise. It's close, but
Or is it
where?
though?
But where? Where is it? And that because remember that root those that canopy, the top canopies, they are so thick in that movie. You couldn't tell where. Heck, it could be right under you. You wouldn't even know. And that's to me is what sold that film. That is probably one of the good scenes in that movie.
And even at but you also got to remember it was at night as well,
Yes,
so
that's what makes it ten
when the
times more
rain was
terrifying. Because in
coming,
the day, because if it was shot in the day, here's the thing: if it was shot in the day, you have it still, but it would not be as
you lose the
effective.
impact of surprise.
It it would lose because everybody knows you could probably see the dinosaur clear as day. Everybody knows. At night you couldn't because because of the lighting, the rain and everything. It was storming. You just couldn't tell. That's the same with up until like in Jurassic 1, we did get some show and not tells here and there. And with the egg and of course the egg scene, the egg scene with all those eggs that were hatched and everything, we did not know what eggs those were or who laid them until you met the little ones that kept bite the little green baby dinos.
That honestly was one of my favorite scenes um, in that movie.
And then you get and that was a payoff because just because they're small does not mean they're still dangerous. They could rip you apart if they really wanted to.
Oh, and what made the T-Rex scene even great is because it's at night. You don't know where it is. The roar is there to signal something's coming, and then it's like you see the trees move slowly when we get back to the tower. It's like, okay, it's coming. There's the trees moving and the birds fleeing. It's like, oh, so there it is. But the camera never shows you the freaking T Rex. Like you followed with the cast, and it's like, oh, it just missed you. You're lucky, and then it just keeps on moving. And it's like, oh wow.
And,
And then
and,
you get
and
back to the actual campsite with everybody else. It's like, yeah, they're going nonchalant about their day. That is until Mama and Papa show up, and it's like, oh shit.
and that's where you really crap your pants when you see that it's not just one, it's two, and it's like, oh great.
Oh,
However, what I loved about the first movie, you could compare it to the first movie when we first get the glimpse of the T Rex.
oh, it's
Like
with the goat. It's
the
with the
goat,
goat. 'Cause, like,
the
oh,
goat's there,
they're
the
gonna see the
goat's
goat.
there, and it's like, oh, okay, the goat is
The
still
goat's
there,
still here, and they're showing you the goat. It's
and
only
then
when they go back to the car with the kids in the second one with their caretaker with going with the whole night vision and everything. It was the young boy that had the night vision goggles on, and then he's like, "Where's the goat?
and
It's on
then
the car now." Uh
and
oh.
it's bloody and everything, and that's what
And you're like,
sells it.
"What?" I was like, "Okay, there's Rexy. There's
And
the goat, but where's Rexy?"
that's what sells it, and then the boom, and the
The
boom.
boom.
We don't see the T Rex just yet, but it's the buildup and the payoff. And to me, that's how you do it. You build up the T Rex. The goat is missing. Where's the goat? It gets flung on the car. Whatever's left of it, it gets flung on the car. And it's like, where's the goat? Where's the goat? And
It's on the
then,
car.
and then, and
It's a big
then,
truck.
and then you go back to Alan and Malcolm. You go back to them, and then there goes the cup of water. It vibrates to the motion of movement by the T
And
Rex.
then the electric fence. Oh, the fence.
Hmm.
Yep, and then the fence comes apart and everything, and then we get the biggest payoff of the century, the
The
T Rex,
big
and
roar. Rexy appears. She does the iconic roar, and it's like, oh my gosh, that's just a great sequence in itself. But
And
even then, like, even another
it's the
set of
perfect
payoff with
payoff.
Doctor Connors, he said that, oh, we bumped the T Rex to, what was it again, 20 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour. Yeah, even them back with Goldblum, with they find Goldblum, and then he's like, all right, he's resting, he's safe. But then he sees the water rumble. It's like, guys, we gotta go.
Oh,
Guys, we
I
gotta
love that.
go.
I love that scene. He's like
They get in the car. I'm like, go, 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 go,
he's
go.
like this.
And then Rex is chasing it.
He's like, come on,
Also,
come on.
them trying to get into the next gear. And of course, object and mirrors are closer than they appear.
Uh,
Iconic shot. Also, you're
those
telling
are
me
my
that
two.
tiny little car
Those are my
can.
two main favorites. That's what, and that's what, and that's what we tell these directors. It's like, it's okay to do build up and payoff. You don't have to rush the thing. You don't, because we, the audience, we want
I
to be
want to take
surprised.
my time in a movie theater or a show because if you build it up nicely, your payoffs is going to work much better, and you might get an interesting reaction out of everybody. Like Noir, there's some great reactions and payoffs that, and the closer we got to the end, the more the show revealed these different layers. We saw all these little different things. Some even scenes, if I go rewatch the series, are now going to have a double meaning. Like that guy that freaked out in episode 2, I think his freaked out was legit. Now, not just, oh, Noir's like, no, he was part soldier. He knew who Karika was immediately and was like, oh shit, this is real now. Gives you a whole different meaning now. Even episode 3, where even the woman, Meryl, is uh, in her confrontation near the end, she was like, "Who sent it? Who sent you after us?" That woman had a smile on her face. It's like, "Oh, you don't know yet." Makes the whole scene a little bit more different now. It even brings up to Meryl's original friend back in Italy. That makes that confirmation all the more. Did she know Kurika killed her parents? Did she know? Makes you question now. But I think the big surprise for me is that Altana is getting more of a screen time. I love you, Tiffany Grant. Why can't you be in more stuff again? Why can't I see you at a convention? Please, I'm gonna find my copy of Noir, and you're gonna sign every DVD freaking case. I don't care; it costs me a fortune. You're gonna sign every single one of them.
Right. And she does, and that's what I like about the background characters, because we do get more with her and everything, but even without her, you could still feel her presence.
She went from this nameless character.
Take like Emperor Palpatine in Episode 6. That when Vader tells the Imperial officer, like, yes, the Emperor is coming. That the look on on that officer's face is pure legit fear. Like pure legit. Like he was ready to crap his trousers, and it's like my day just got worse. If he thought Vader was bad, no. Palpatine's worse.
It's like Walking Dead during the good season before things really fell off with the boomerang stuff. It was the episode, there was the series season finale when you had Simon being introduced, and if you thought the great Stephen All from GTA 5 was scary as Simon, no, it was Negan when he showed up at the end. It was Negan who was more scary, and his actor, oh my god, fit Negan so perfectly in that scene. You thought Simon was scary at first.
He was the
It's
best part
Negan.
about those
It's
episodes.
well, when they were good, and when they weren't, we knew when those episodes weren't good. But early Walking Dead made those characters feel really great, really scary. Even the governor, before kind of went
Yep.
to shit with it, and of his
Yeah.
character, he was legitimate. a good scary villain, not
He stuck
just
around much too
anything.
long, though.
His appearance, presence alone, made you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, he was great in season three, but he ended up sticking around much too long.
Too long, it kind of lost a lot of attention. It was only when he killed Herschel, I'm like, okay, they got it,
Yeah,
because when The Walking Dead was good, they actually made you feel bad when a character did die, like Herschel. Rest in peace to his wonderful actor. God,
yeah, that sucked.
that sucked. But it also sucked when they brought his character back because he recorded the episode before he passed away. I was like, during Rick's final episode, and I was like, God damn it! Like, why? Well, it was great to see him again for one last time. But that's a good build up. A good show should build up plots. We're in a 12 episode series, 13, 26 arcs are meant to go out through the entire show. We are meant to have a beginning, middle, and end. And I am excited to see where this will take us. Will it be a climactic battle at the end? Probably not, but they will. But they will finally confront the main threat because Altna is coming out more of the shadows. Her presence with everybody is making them nervous. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if the gentlemen we are talking that we do see in like this secluded area that are separate factions because there is two different factions, Altna faction and whoever these guys are. They're even literally stating that once Altna gets the manor, we can't reach her. So it's like, oh, so we got a location, just not where though.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if those ruins that Chloe and the other woman are at, I wonder if that is the manor. Now that you think about it, I'm wondering if that is really the manor that they're talking about.
Well, I don't.
Or is it in a different or is it in a different location?
Well, that's a good point because you don't see any personal guards. You don't see anybody else approach them. It's a spot that her and Chloe are always at, and they keep saying, "If we go, we can't reach her." So it's like, hmm. And it's the only place where, guess what, the the book is at. So Aldna's not letting that book out of her sight one bit. So I think that is the place. Also, I noticed there's more of a chapel there, or like a chapel on the inside. So I'm like, so it's a place of worship. So that's a good place to hide, actually.
Yeah, because on the outside it's just ancient Greek ruins and everything on the outside, but the inside, it's like an entire house and chapel combined. And I'm like, well, damn, that's actually clever. Because you don't think much of it. Because on the outside you don't think much of it. But it's on the inside though. It's where it really changes. Kind of like I hate to do this, but kind of like where I'm living at right now. On the outside, it's a trailer, but on the inside, it looks like a house, basically, like a house interior.
Yeah,
It,
yeah, I kind of get that.
basically that because
Wheelhouse is one thing for me as
you
well.
wouldn't expect a decent looking interior inside a trailer like this. You wouldn't expect it. However, though, I feel like that's why Alta and Chloe couldn't be found is because they're in the one place only they know and no one else does. So I'm wondering how far these connections go. Like, who else knows that they're there?
Yeah, and then both Alternas. I was surprised to see that Alterna's kind of her and Chloe kind of take on this traditional kind of philosophy in a sense because they was talking about the story where they kind of was recounting. the history, I guess, sort of Noir, how it kind of all started, where it was kind of like giving back to the people or the lost children, as they so call it. And, like I said, they kind of sin to atone for like the world's sins, like the people's sins. So she believes in kind of doing what needs to be done for this.
Justice and well, like protecting.
Yeah,
The thing I've
yeah,
noticed something about the tale, one maiden has a sword and shield, protection. Another one is more judgment, like the way, like, are you full blown good, or
yeah.
do your vices outweigh your virtues? So I noticed that immediately, like court system, like you see all the courthouses. I'm like, ooh, that was clever to notice. So it's not just one noir sinning; it's both noir sin, but they also judgment. I'm like,
Hmm. Yeah,
interesting.
give back to the people, kind of fight for the little guy in a sense. Whereas it looks like the majority of Noir is kind of they've kind of come to kind of uh not really value that system anymore. They viewing it as sort of an antiquated in a way, where it's just kind of like, well, it's like that guy said, it's about money and power. That's what matters right now, and it seems that they've sort of lost their way, or they don't value the traditional ways anymore. So, I mean, they're kind of shaping it up like Ultana's the big baddie, but is she? Because it
I,
seems
I
like she has a somewhat of a an honor code as opposed to the ones that look like they just kind of they don't care. They're just she's in the way. She's going to, you know, take all of the power for herself. We have to kind of take her down. So in a way, I don't know. I mean, I think kind of leaning more on Altana's philosophy because, like I said, it feels like she's got more of a sense of honor and like a code somewhat.
it does feel like she'll be the penultimate because it's going to be like, well, well, at least the final. Chloe is definitely going to be the penultimate because in order to get to Altena, you have to get through Chloe, and then definitely they're going to go through a lot of different soldiers just to get to them. But it's also kind of going to be them like going through one and then another because we'll see how it plays out in the end. But I'm very excited to see how things are going to end within the next week and a half. So, because things are heating up, tension is rising, and we'll see if Meryl will even forgive Karika. I highly doubt it, but I feel
Mhm.
like they're gonna leave something for us in the end because you don't do this without exactly gonna like full blown forget because this is the characters that we've known, we follow, and it feels like things are coming to an end. Also, with how Karika's been feeling, I wouldn't be surprised if we, you know, didn't get one more solo Avengers with both characters. Go what they're experiencing, what they're feeling, and then, get their penultimate conclusion in the last batch of episodes that we watch.
Yeah, on that, I could see it, um, where Karika ends up. I mean, you would think that she would have to kind of pay the ultimate price for her sins, but considering that Meryl kind of hesitated and Karika is basically like her last remaining connection, I could see it going in a way where even though she's done the ultimate sin, she could have to end up living as a price to pay somewhat to, because as much as she wants to just kind of go the easy route and bite the bullet, she may not get to do that. Like, that might be what Muriel gives her as her ultimate price, because she can't just, end up dying or whatever and taking the easy way out. Or way out. Like, she could make her have to live out her days as atonement for what she actually did. So I could see it going that way, but I could also see it going where it ends up in a tragic sort of fate for what she did.
We're gonna have we're gonna have to find out later, but we could be wrong, we could be right, but you can definitely see the story playing out within that direction. Like I said, it's going to be an ending. Will that ending be satisfying? I think the ending will be satisfying. Or again, it could not be and be like, well, someone's going to die.
Yeah.
Exactly that. Plus, when you think about it, I love the way the story played out, and we only have we literally have we literally have 5 episodes left. So all cards are on the table. The chips are all on the table. They're going all in with this. And I feel like they put all the ace cards and everything. Now it's that one final card on the table. It's that one final. It could be a royal flush, it could be anything. We won't know until we see episodes 22 through uh uh 22 through 24, and then we have the grand finale.
Hmm.
And I feel like Marielle is really serious this time with her promise. Because she's like, the next time I see you, I will shoot you. And you could just hear after everything. Because when she first did it, it was like, well, I've decided not to. But now it's like she let Kirika slide this time. But next time she will just pull the trigger, not say anything. And to me, that is a threat that should be taken very seriously. But also, the mental breakdown of Kirika is really well done. Because she was still
Yeah.
trying to piece together until Chloe really laid out all the cards on the table and told her what she needed to hear. And then in Muriel's case, which is also tragic because that was her parents and her family right there, but she never knew. She knows they were killed up until that point. She had established that they were killed and what the reason was. But when Chloe put the name down, like, do you know the killer's name? That's when everything shattered. That's right there is the missing element of the whole thing. Because we all see it from time to time, like like in an anime, a family gets killed and the motive is there, but we never hear the name of the person until much later. And to me, that's fantastic storytelling, and it really shattered what was already there, and now new questions are emerging with this new knowledge. And yes, they did have there was that promise that she would kill Karika if once everything became clear, but now it's like is this the answer that she really wanted?
Yeah, because in that sense, she actually lost another connection. That's like the slaying of the one connection that she has left.
Precisely that. And it's like, how deep does this go? Plus, on top of that, why were they killed? Because I don't think Karika had any intention
Actually,
of.
we do know why.
Oh,
Chloe mentioned that mom and dad were meant to give her up,
Hmm.
but they
oh,
refused, hence why they were executed. They were labeled as traitors.
mm, okay, that part I did miss. Well, that's established now. Uh, but now it's gonna, and now we're gonna see them completely separated. This time, it's not like a few day type of thing where they had their separate moment and then after reconciliation. This is very different now than what we first saw. This looks permanent because that preview into episode 22, it shows that she really is on her own this time. So
But
I'm very excited for episodes 22 through 24. But also, where does this leave Muriel though? Because I don't think her character arc is over just yet. In a sense, she did get the answer to a degree. However, I think deep down she wishes it was under better circumstances.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I makes me hesitant to say that
Hey,
it's
so
going
Resonance, what's up, buddy? Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you.
that it's going to lead to her killing her or like a somewhat clash of sorts. But I just think that she's going to get pulled in another direction, and that is the one the one connection that she still has left, that deep down in her heart of hearts she doesn't want to kind of separate from. So
Because now that she knows the truth and everything, she could go one of two ways. The one you mentioned, and then the other way is she could literally just walk away from it, like literally walk away, because Chloe and Alta have what they need now. They completed the ritual by shooting Karika. Karika is already there, and Muriel can easily bow out and say, "Fuck it, I'm done." They have what they wanted. I know the truth now. I'm gonna leave.
I don't
Which
think
is
she's going to leave because you don't
well,
leave.
that's the thing though. She could
It's
go
not
one
going
of
to
two
happen.
ways.
But that's a discussion for another time. But anyways, we're going to wrap it up here for everybody. Thank you for all for joining us for the wonderful Wii Degenerate Anime Night and our wonderful
mhm.
Dragon Ball of Jasmine and myself, the movie enthusiastic. Silent Table 45. Thank you for coming.
So Resonance, come back again next Thursday night. We will be back
It
here.
is a classic. Really good.
Yes,
Quite
we're
enjoyable.
yes, and as always, so Resonance, I always post the watch party link. I always post it that way people can watch and join in on the discussion too. Um, but anyway, guys, we're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna be going live this Saturday with Tony Hawk 3 and 4, and Knights of the Anime Table, and then more of Splinter Cell and Tuesday is going to be Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and then next Wednesday we might do Nightcast. Joker, any word on Wednesday?
We should be fine for Wednesday.
Yeah, because I know last night you had to go and handle your business, so that's why I did the game stream as a backup. That way, just take a breather, let everything simmer. Because I know for a fact we do want to talk about the Jurassic Park 2 trailer. That's one of the main topics for this Wednesday's show. Because I feel like some time has passed, and it would be good. It would be better to do it that way. Of course, Soul Rise. It's good to see you, my friend. Check out everybody's channels. Check out everybody's content. Also, don't forget one more time. There's Jasmine's deviant art. Be sure to check out her amazing art and content. We'll see you all again another time. Bye, guys.